Hello everyone, welcome to Earth Archives. Have you ever wondered what scientists actually look like? Perhaps in our minds, we picture them in a laboratory, wearing a white lab coat, holding various test tubes, or buried in a pile of mathematical formulas, diligently searching for the elusive clues of truth. However, the scientist I want to introduce to you today is completely different from this traditional image. He wasn't the by-the-book type we might expect, but rather an unconventional, adventurous scientist, whose fame at the time outshone even Napoleon. He is Alexander von Humboldt, the great figure who is often referred to as the father of modern geography. While many people today may not recognize his name, during his active years, he was a sensation. So much so that even the King of Prussia called him the greatest man since the Great Flood. Today, let's dive into the extraordinary life of this trailblazing figure who broke all the scientific rules. Born into an aristocratic family, but not fond of studying. Alexander von Humboldt was born on September 14, 1769, into a noble family in Prussia. He was the second child in the family, with his father being an officer and serving as the Minister of the Interior at the royal court, making him a significant figure in the aristocratic circles of the time. His mother came from a wealthy entrepreneurial family, so his living conditions were extremely privileged. Growing up in such a well-off household, Humboldt did not have to worry about daily life and had private tutors responsible for his education, which made it seem like everything was going smoothly. However, this future great scientist was not exactly a straight-A student. Unlike his brilliant and academically outstanding older brother, the young Humboldt did not stand out in his studies, and his academic performance could even be considered mediocre. He was not fond of sitting at a desk for long periods or memorizing dry knowledge. On the contrary, he was filled with curiosity and a passion for exploring the natural world, often sneaking out of the house to discover unknown secrets. He would bring home various odd plants, stones, insects, and other oddities, which confused his parents and tutors. They even began to doubt whether Humboldt could achieve academic success like his brother or develop a sound intellect following traditional norms. Nevertheless, Humboldt's love for and curiosity about the natural world gradually became the foundation of his future accomplishments. He did not take pride in grades, but instead, with a heart dedicated to exploring the world, he constantly expanded the boundaries of his knowledge. While his family and tutors may not have understood where such a disinterested child would go in life, Humboldt had already developed his unique direction. He proved through action that curiosity and exploration of the world could sometimes unlock a person's potential more than mere textbook knowledge. A serendipitous encounter that ignited his curiosity for science. Although Humboldt's academic performance was not exceptional in his youth, fate seemed to smile upon him at a certain moment. In 1787, he entered the University of Frankfurt Oder and chose economics as his major, a path arranged for him by his parents. At that time, his parents hoped he would become a financial expert with a stable career, managing the nation's finances. However, Humboldt had little interest in the dull numbers and economic models. He found himself completely uninterested in the economics courses, and after just one semester, he decided to abandon the path his parents had set for him and courageously return to Berlin. This decision deeply disappointed his parents and tutors, who believed that Humboldt had no prospects of success because he seemed unable to conform to the established academic and career plans. However, these setbacks and disappointments were part of his destiny. In Berlin, Humboldt met a young pharmacist named Wilhelm Friedemann Fiedler, whose area of expertise piqued Humboldt's interest. Fiedler's passion for botany deeply influenced Humboldt, sparking a strong curiosity about plants in the natural world. At the time, Fiedler had written a book titled Berlin Plant Identification, which Humboldt eagerly devoured. He began reading it intensively and even started creating his own plant specimens. Although these plants were not his own, they completely ignited his passion for exploring the natural world and set him on the path to a lifelong scientific journey. In Fiedler's laboratory, Humboldt encountered fascinating plants from all over the world, and the diversity of these species deeply fascinated and intrigued him. Each new plant sample felt like a precious discovery, and he was struck by the infinite mysteries of the natural world. These experiences not only sparked his love for botany, but also awakened his curiosity about all areas of the natural world, leading him to think about how to systematically understand and research these unknown realms. Humboldt's adventurous spirit, journey to the Andes. This endless curiosity about nature led Alexander Humboldt on a thrilling and discovery-filled adventure. When he heard about a mysterious electric eel in the Andes Mountains that could release a powerful electric charge of up to 600 volts, the story, which sounded like a scientific miracle, immediately captured his attention. For Humboldt, this was not just an ordinary adventure. It was a deep exploration of the mysteries of the natural world. He not only believed the incredible story, but decided to travel to the Andes Mountains himself to conduct on-site observations and research to understand these mysterious creatures. Humboldt ventured deep into the tropical rainforests of the Andes, where he witnessed these astonishing electric eels firsthand. Not only did he successfully encounter these unique creatures, but he also made detailed scientific records, which laid the foundation for future electrical research. This adventure was not only a reflection of Humboldt's love and pursuit of science, but also a tangible manifestation of his spirit of exploration of the unknown world. His observations and records not only gave people a deeper understanding of electric eels, but also earned Humboldt greater recognition in the scientific community. However, this adventure did not end there. As his exploration of the Andes deepened, Humboldt turned his attention to another astounding challenge, climbing Mount Chimborazo. At that time, this peak was considered the highest in the world and was one of the unsolved mysteries in the scientific community. For Humboldt, this mountain was not just a climbing goal, but also a part of his quest to explore the mysteries of nature. He decided to ascend this mysterious peak and meticulously measure and record the plant distribution, climate changes, and temperature variations at different altitudes. Humboldt's methods of measurement were unique and highly precise. He not only recorded the types and distribution of plants at each elevation zone, but also measured and compared climate changes, temperature variations, and other data. These records were a significant breakthrough for the scientific community at the time. By presenting the mysteries of nature in a scientific manner, Humboldt had a profound impact on contemporary scholars and provided valuable data for the later development of fields such as geography and climatology. His research offered a clear framework for understanding how nature operates, advancing human knowledge of the natural world to new heights. Breaking world records and becoming a superstar in the scientific community. During Alexander Humboldt's adventurous journey, he not only challenged the limits of nature, but also set an extraordinary historical record. While climbing the Andes, Humboldt broke the then-existing world altitude record, reaching an impressive height of 19,413 feet. This achievement would not be surpassed until later by balloonists. This was not merely a number. It represented humanity's brave challenge to nature and our relentless pursuit of knowledge. Despite facing the extreme conditions of high-altitude environments, Humboldt never allowed difficulties or exhaustion to shake his passion for science. In such harsh conditions, he still persisted in conducting his scientific research. Every time he trekked through the mountains, no matter how fatigued he was, he would stop to make detailed measurements. Whether it was air pressure, humidity, or temperature, Humboldt recorded every piece of data. Every data point, every chart he created, became valuable scientific material both at the time and in the years that followed, laying a solid foundation for the development of geography, biology, and other disciplines. Humboldt's scientific spirit was not merely about pursuing surface-level phenomena. He always believed that only through precise data and systematic observation could one truly understand the workings of the natural world. During his climb, he not only made careful observations of the natural landscape, but also paid attention to even the smallest details. These seemingly insignificant data points provided invaluable resources for future scholars. His research methods and attitude became a model for later scientists and established a solid foundation for the development of geography. Humboldt's later years, an immortal legacy. As the years passed, Humboldt's health gradually declined, but his passion for science remained undiminished. In his later years, his body became increasingly frail, and by the beginning of 1859, at nearly 90 years old, he began to feel his physical strength waning. Despite this, Humboldt's spirit remained as vibrant as ever, and his curiosity for exploration never ceased. That spring, he completed his final major work, organizing and submitting his scientific research on the cosmos to a publisher. This work, which encapsulated all his scientific achievements, represented his last expression of profound exploration into the universe. However, this lifetime of work did not allow him much rest. Just 2 days later, exhausted from his efforts, he finally collapsed. Though his body had long been signaling warnings, Humboldt remained devoted to his scientific mission until the very end. On May 6th, he peacefully passed away. In his final moments, Humboldt gazed quietly at the sunlight outside and told his friends, "How magnificent this light is! It seems to be calling me. I will go to another world to continue my exploration." These words, embodying his lifelong pursuit and love for the unknown, were undoubtedly his ultimate farewell, a symbol that, even in the face of death, his thirst for scientific discovery remained undaunted. Humboldt's life was undeniably filled with countless adventures and explorations. His presence spanned the corners of the world, from the Andes to the Amazon basin, from Europe's academic halls to distant natural worlds. His footprints not only altered the trajectory of scientific development, but also deepened our understanding of nature. Humboldt was not only a geographer, botanist, and climatologist, but also a versatile scientific explorer. His scientific methods and theories continue to have a profound impact on scholars today. Throughout his scientific career, Humboldt emphasized the importance of observation and data, advocating for an interdisciplinary approach to research. This philosophy still influences modern scientific inquiry. Many of the academic fields he pioneered, such as biogeography and ecology, were gradually forming during his time, paving the way for future scientific exploration. A true adventurer. Alexander Humboldt was not only a great figure in the scientific world, but also a true adventurer. This young nobleman from Prussia did not choose a life of comfort, but instead decided to dive into fearless exploration. His footprints spanned the globe, from the Andes Mountains to the Amazon jungle, from high mountains to rivers. He ventured into every corner of the natural world, presenting to the world what humanity had never seen before. Humboldt not only changed our understanding of nature, but also guided the direction of scientific development. He broke the boundaries of science, leading us into unknown territories. Humboldt's life is undoubtedly the embodiment of both science and adventure. His explorations were not limited to nature. They extended to humanity's understanding of the universe. Each of his scientific discoveries was a breakthrough into the unknown. Humboldt's story tells us that the power of science does not only come from theoretical deduction, but also from curiosity about the unknown and courageous exploration. Through his life's actions, he demonstrated the true meaning of never give up and paved the way for future explorers of the unknown. If you find Humboldt's story exciting, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and share this historical story with more people. Let's explore more great individuals and adventures that remain unknown.